Hello everybody, I'm John Evans, and you're watching another episode of Mid-Mod Money, the show that teaches you how to buy and sell vintage items for a profit. Thanks for watching. Happy Monday, everyone. We're happy to have you here. You're going to see some incredible vintage treasure in this show, like this Beaver Planter, this adorable 1980 FTD. This was an FTD giveaway, Beaver Planter. Super cute. This was $2 from City Mission Thrift in Uniontown, Pennsylvania. I'm going to get about 15 to 16 bucks off of the Beaver Planter. Want to remind everyone, get in on this free vintage stuff. First Monday of the month, I give away free vintage treasure. You got to hit subscribe to get in on that. And hey, if you're feeling up to it, hit a like button while you're at it. Thanks for doing that for me. Let's get to today's thrift store haul. An amazing thrift store haul from Pennsylvania and Maryland and parts unknown. No, not really. Pennsylvania and Maryland, I think. The first thing I found, I always get nervous. I bought this at Goodwill for $6. I hate it when Goodwill puts glass in bags. I guess I had a bad experience once where they had a group of cocktail glasses and one of them was broken in there. But these glasses are not broken. These are Apothecary jars. And they're not just any old Apothecary jar. These jars, you can't really read it, but you gotta trust me, maybe you can. These are made in Belgium. So these jars are from Belgium. And they were $6 for 3 of them. For whatever reason, this one's a little lighter. So I'm not that excited about these. But I've had these before in brown. They sold very well. I paid $6 for the 3. I think this one's probably about 18, maybe 15, and possibly, maybe 5 on this. So around $40 for 3 Apothecary jars that I paid $6 for. Great color. Should sell those. Next thing I found, I've never found this before. Art by an artist named John Perry. Now, John Perry, you can see, it's got that little nameplate there. And most of it's animals that John Perry did. Manatees, dolphins, sharks. And they're kind of, there's a lot of them, actually. They're kind of mass-produced. What's unique about them is each one has a different base. So this burl wood or driftwood base that's sanded down to be very smooth. Each one of these different. They're very unique. I bought this because it was $2 American at the Goodwill in Frostburg, Maryland, $2. And I'm going to sell it between $20 and $25. This Flamingo is a pretty good example of a John Perry piece of art. Mass-produced, but one of a kind because of the unusual, each base being different. Next thing I found at Christian Crossing Thrift Store, what I consider to be the best thrift store in North America. I'm calling it. This beautiful drinking pitcher was $5 at Christian Crossing, which for Christian Crossing is kind of a lot. So I think they saw something special here. Unusual design. It's got kind of a Southwestern Native American vibe. That's what I would say. Which is odd because most of these pictures are from the mid to late 70s. So that would be an unusual pattern, I feel like, for a drinking pitcher. It indicates to me it might even be early 80s possible, but I don't know. I don't know who made it. I don't know where it came from. All I know is it's got a cool pattern. To me, I'm going to sell it for about $24. I'm going to make $19 off of this $5 pitcher. Sell it for $24. Next thing I found, also at Christian Crossing. Boy, they are good to me. If you're ever in the area. I found this beautiful orange lamp. Now, it's got this kind of wheat pattern, this intertwining wheat. I guess you can see it better on the shade there. This is a metal lamp, gooseneck type desk lamp, marked $3, but I was in there on half price furniture day and the guy was like $1.50. What? $1.50? So I paid $1.50 for this, and when he gave me my change, I put it in the little donation thing. You know, why not? You just saved me. You just half-priced this lamp, my friend. I'm going to give that 50 cents back to the house, and I'm going to sell this for about 24 bucks. So I'm making $20 profit off of this nice-looking, but not spectacular orange desk lamp. Next thing I found at Goodwill in my neighborhood. Butterfly brass letter holder. $3 American. Brass sells, butterfly sell. Why not combine them into one sellable item? You know, this is just something you'd set on your desk. Not the most thrilling find, but at $3, brass is a steal. So I'm going to try to get 16 bucks or something like that, make $13, $14 off of the brass letter holder. Next thing I found, also at my local Goodwill. Look at this adorable cookie jar. People who know me know I love cookie jars. I don't know why. Andy Warhol collected cookie jars, and to me it legitimized them as an arena of collecting. But this chef cookie jar, super adorable. This on the inside, can't really read it. It says Treasure Craft 1986. Treasure Craft. So Treasure Craft, for people in the know, used to make those serving dishes, and they had psychedelic glazes on them. They looked very like Hawaiian. They did a lot of Hawaii stuff, but I guess into the 80s, they went mainstream a little bit. This is a $6 cookie jar. I'm going to ask 32 bucks because it is in perfect condition. He's got the mustache, very cute, cartoonish. $32 off of 6. Okay, we got 2 things left, and I'm excited about both of them because I've had both of them. And one of the things about reselling, if you do this long enough, you'll start finding the same thing. And once you've had it and sold it, you know what it sells for and how fast it takes to sell it. So these next 2 things I have bought before and sold before. So the first up, and this was shocking. I thought I'd never see another one of these. But sure enough, in one of my episodes, I have shown off this amazing spice rack. And it's amazing for a couple reasons. One, the size. It is, as the kids say, ginormous. But when you open it up, on the inside, it has the most elaborate things that spices pair up with. Different spices, how they go together, how they complement each other. And it is really, really thorough. As is the different spices on the front. It tells you all about it. Very cool. This is it says copyright 1964. I don't know if it's quite that old. I don't think this is from 1964, but I think maybe the first ones were. Unusual because it still has this tag on it. It talks about the materials, the pine that was used, the old pine, I think is what it says. $4. Last one of these I sold for 70 bucks. I'm going to assume that I can also sell this giant spice rack, probably from the 70s, for $70 American off of 4. Wow. Okay, this last thing I found at a store in my town called Junkin' Stuff. I hardly ever go to Junkin' Stuff because it really doesn't change that much. But I was driving home the other day. I saw it. I said, I'm going to stop and see what they got. And pleasantly surprised does not describe my feelings here. I found this and this. See the price on there? $15. And this. The Duck Trio made by Masketeer in the 1960s. If you Google Masketeer, they made a lot of wall art like this in the 1960s. This is probably their most famous thing. They also did Siamese cats. In a previous episode on this show, I found seahorses. This Masketeer, these are handmade, but mass-produced, cut out metal with wood, and they're all super cute. I've seen some very rare ones. This is one of the more common Masketeer designs you'll find. These ducks are really an iconic 1960s thing you would find on the wall in someone's home. Not sure why, but I love them. And $15 for all three. Last pair I had sold for $99. Actually, they were $99. It was like I was having a 10% off sale, so I think they were, maybe got 90 for them, but I'm going to ask 99 for these. So anywhere between 90 and 100 you could expect to get for the Masketeer ducks. I paid $15. So let's look at what I sold. I spent $42.50 on everything. $42, not bad out of pocket when it's all said and done, mostly through my booths, maybe a little eBay. We've done very well with eBay as of late. I'm going to make $330 off of $42. So almost $300 worth of profit in 1 week. You can do it too. Keep watching my program, Mid-Mod Money. I'll walk you through the process. Very important. Thank you for watching. Good luck thrifting. And remember, everyone always round up.
You